What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Tuesday night Principal Chiro broadcast from DE and Band of Brothers. Um, we say hello to everybody. Our Georgia peeps, we got to see it, Dr. Dan and Leanne's Halloween party over this past weekend. It was great. Um, so we want to thank them for having us. It was a heck of a party. And we've got Clearwater coming up. So just came off of an awesome October DE and now heading into getting prepared. There it is, January 12th to 15th in Clearwater. And we stay in Florida in April 13th to 16th and then back to Atlanta in July. So likede.com, make sure you register early. It is hard hotel-wise in Florida. So make sure that you get registered and get your room available and taken care of. And this week, this past DE, after not seeing him for quite a while, he made an appearance, except I didn't recognize him because now he's got a full beard and didn't know. But same great smile, same great energy. From the great state of Michigan, we got Dr. Josh Howe on the call this week. Thank you so much, Doc, for doing it. It was great to see you. And I'm going to let you take it away, man. Love and appreciate you.
Hey, thanks, Brian. I appreciate it, man. It's really an opportunity and a privilege to be able to do this call, especially having not been to DE in October 19 was my last time coming there. And I'll say, man, being there, what a difference it made. The chiropractor I was on Monday when I got back to the office definitely was not the chiropractor I was on Wednesday when I finished up my week. Same guy, but just different, man. Just different. Speaking with authority is one of the things. I don't even remember anybody. I don't know if I heard anybody even say that over the weekend. I'm sure they did. But just the way I handled the whole practice, man, just coming in there with, again, more energy, more enthusiasm, and just kind of meaning business, right? Meaning more business in a loving, powerful way, right? One of the examples, I've had a couple, a man and wife, that I kind of got in from the local Mexican restaurant I go to all the time, and they've been coming maybe for a couple months, twice a week. And, I know they have a couple kids, and I'm always asking people, about their kids, and of course, educating people about the innate intelligence within and the nerve system and these things we call vertebral subluxations and living clear, regardless of how we feel or where we're at in life, right? Just being our best selves. And, they had talked about bringing their daughter in for a while, but she wasn't in there, wasn't getting any care. And so when I came in Monday, man, I was just like on a, like, again, just a different person. I was like, where's your kids at? When where are they at when you bring in your kids in? Oh, my daughter's in the car right now. So it was just like, man, without even thinking, just innate, hey, well, good. Go out there and get her right now. Get her in the office. Let's get her started on paperwork. We're getting under care, and I really felt for this young girl. She's probably about 14. I should know her exact age, but 14, 15, and really, really overweight, just bad posture. You can tell she just doesn't really feel good about herself. Obviously a lot of check boxes on the health history, a lot of, things going on with the organs and anxiety and depression and, even reproductive stuff. And, man, it's just like, she needs chiropractic, right? So of course, I go through the spiel with them. They've already heard it, but we do the educational part. But it's more than that, right? It's the same stuff DE brings to us, right? That we have to bring to our patients, So, and that's one of the things I went back with too, is just, it's not just about subluxations. It's not just about the nerve system, right? We're leaders. We're leaders in our community, right? We have a big responsibility. People aren't just sick. People aren't just subluxated, man, but they're living in fear. They're living in anger. They're living in, low self-esteem, the way they feel about themselves, right? There's a lot going on internally, more than just physiology, right? And I know the name of the game is education on, chiropractic, delivering the goods with specific adjustments, on obviously a regular, preferably, hopefully lifetime basis is what we get through them, but also encouraging people, man. That's one of the things I loved about my chiropractor. When I was 20 years old, I was forced with a fork in the road, basically keep going this direction you're going, which wasn't exactly healthy, or change ways, and that's when I found God. That's when I found spirituality, growth and development, started getting into natural healthcare, I guess, at the time, and met this chiropractor. But not only would I leave better, feeling better afterwards, doing better, standing taller, breathing better, less anxiety, clearer, positive mindset from the adjustments. But it's just the stuff he said to me. So this girl, I've been encouraging her, hey, wake up in the morning, look yourself in the eyes in the mirror, tell yourself I'm important, I'm worth it, I'm lovable, I matter, right? Tell yourself, I am a powerful woman, stand tall. And she's got a lot of work to do, and you know how it goes with the patients, some of them, they don't want to do the work, especially when they're teenagers. A lot of the kids and teenagers, I got kids, they come in and, it's like, I want to be like, it's like, would you sit up straight and get off that phone, but they just sit in that C shape. But we can't control people, right? All we can do is the best to try to plant seeds, deliver some wisdom, deliver some words of encouragement, give them some tools, little things they can do. Like calling it, get up in the morning, so many people base their, their life and their internal state on their external circumstances, right? I mean, we can be those people too. Thankfully, we know that health comes from above down, inside out, just like everything comes from above down, inside out, right? Which is why the chiropractic principles are so cool. And only 4 have to do with the human body, because they're a blanket. They seep into every part of our life, right? So same thing with us, man. Like Sid Williams, I love that. He talked about calling it. Get up in the morning and call it, right? I don't hope I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to have a good day, right? Because I'm going to make that shit happen. I'm going to be in control of my mind. I'm going to be in control of my thoughts, be in control of my emotions, right? I'm going to be who I need to be to do what I need to do and to be that servant God called me to be. Am I perfect at it? No. Am I getting better at it? Hell yeah. Obviously, the ability to do that, period, also is a result of a lot of years of hard work. At least for myself. But yeah, just being that anchor, who can anchor to an unanchored mind. So we have to get anchored in the principles, right? That there's a universal intelligence in all living things that continually gives us our properties and actions, thus maintaining us in existence, right? Anchored in the principles of life, right? 100% intelligence being expressed through 100% matter, right? Healing takes time, expect miracles, keep smiling. Power that made the body heals the body, happens no other way. That God is in control, that we have to just stay out of our own way, keep the faith, turn the crank, testify, all these things, just living them, just let them come through us, being these things. And then, of course, so that then we can pass them off to other people, right? Which is the name of the game, man, bringing people in and getting them connected to their higher self, right? Man the physical with man the spiritual. As a human being, I'd love to see you not have pain. As a human being, and sometimes as a chiropractor, depending on how big my vision is of the day, I'd like to see your anxiety reduce or go away. I'd like to see your acid reflux disappear. I'd like to see your, menstrual cycle become more regular again. We all see these things, but even that at the end of the day, isn't it, right? Nothing is bigger than life. It's about the full life expression throughout the body, from above, through the universal intelligence from God, through our nerve system and out through every cell in our body. So we can get out there and we can be the example. We can be what we were designed to be, which is greatness, right? The powerful human beings that we are, right? We're not these physical bodies. We're not our ailments. We're not our physical conditions. We are souls, right? We are all souls. We're the consciousness behind our eyes, and we're created for great things, right? So where are we going here? Having a big vision, DE, man. Sometimes my vision, well, first of all, my vision has a tendency to become selfish. I know that. That's one of the things, that I really got back to after DE, man. It's like give, love, serve, do. Specifically, particularly other people, right? Not give, love, serve, do to myself, although I like to do that too, right? And that's really what practice is about too, right? Because it's so easy. I know for me, especially these past couple of years, 2020 alone was a whirlwind, right? Especially in Michigan, interesting times. Obviously got through it, but at the end of the day, kind of like one of my good friends who I worked for too, who's a former DE. Well, he used to come to DE back 20 years ago. It's like it's all about the patients, man. It's not about me. Everything we need to do, say, whatever in the office has to be about the patients. And it's easy for me to get away from that, man. It's easy for me to get complacent. Oh, it's good enough, right? Again, not a big enough vision. My life's comfortable. My bank account's comfortable. I'm seeing enough patients. I'm changing lives. The new ones are coming in. But that's not what it's about, right? It's not about my comfortable life, right? It's not about having all the bells and whistles I want. Granted, that may be a byproduct, but if that's my focus, I'm off base, right? Focus has to be, how can I get myself fired up? How can I get in that office? How can I be the best me possible, to be clear, to be that hollow bone, so the love is loving through me, and I'm being that anchored soul so these people can come and get health, to get healing, to get reprieve, rejuvenation, reconnected, right, to their higher selves. And that's my focus, right? Also coming in that back door, right? Leaving everything, that present time consciousness, right? Being present at the office, hitting that love button, which I have right on my wall when I walk in through the back door there, a little back area. Am I doing it? How good am I doing it? It's all right, slipping and checking. But just all these things, it's amazing to me. I never, not having been to DE in 3 years, kind of reminded me, I didn't realize how much of this stuff is still, still at play in my life. A lot of life-changing stuff from DE. So being clear, Steve Judson, I was just kind of touching, somebody posted something, I don't know if it was in the DE page or where it was, but they were referencing Steve Judson's book, Wake Up Humans, which I read a while back. And I happened to have in my office, hadn't touched it in, I don't know when I ordered that thing, if it was a year ago or what. But so, I opened it up and I found a spot where Steve was talking about, again, letting innate guide you, but also just the things you say to people, right? Being the things guided from innate to say to those people, which may seem like random things or not even make any sense to you, right? So that's one thing I kind of been working with probably the last couple of weeks since I pulled open the book and I read that, and that's pretty powerful stuff, And it's funny, once I read that and I kind of just slowed myself more down a little bit more, got a little more in tune, that stuff really does come to you. It was like glaringly obvious what certain people needed to hear or what I needed to say to different people, whatever it was, man. Just encouraging people, right? Just saying stuff, something to give, a kind word, an encouragement, maybe even a food for thought, right? Like maybe that person needs a career shift. Maybe they're stuck somewhere in life, right? A lot of people are, and they need to get out, right? We got to try to do our best to live congruently with our own individual souls, right? Our own desires, right? What our mind, body, innate heart wants. And that's part of being healthy too, right? It's not just, again, activity and exercise and diet. It's our stress levels. It's what relationships are we in? Who are we hanging out with? Are we involved in the activities we're supposed to be involved with? Are the things of our life nourishing us, or are they taken away from us? Right? Same concepts in practice. Every decision we make moves us towards wellness or towards illness, right? Which, obviously we want to be expressing 100% life, right? We've got life on one end of the spectrum. We've got death on the other. We've got vitality, energy, health, enthusiasm, life, full life expression, optimization, living our purpose. And then we've got illness, disease, things like that, right? So that's one thing I try to bring to my patients too, these concepts of, the spectrum, right? Which direction are we moving in? Where do you want to be, right? Feeling versus function too, right? It's not just all about how we feel, right? Only 10% of our nerve system picks up pain. It's just such a small part of our existence. The other 90% of our nerve system controls everything. And even so, that's not all of it. Again, that's still the physical body, right? At the end of the day, it's about reuniting man, the physical, with man, the spiritual. So yeah, DE, man, I just came back. It was and just felt like speaking with authority, being more certain. Just the way I know I keep kind of saying the same thing, but it's just like, man, I forgot. I didn't realize, what a difference DE can make, and of course, that's why I got my plane tickets and hotel and registered for Clearwater already. I'm going to start I don't want to say I'm coming back 4 times a year yet, but that's kind of the plan, right? At least get back next year. Because again, these things are crucial. These things are crucial for me. I can be in a good positive state. I can be having great times and still doing good in practice, but it's still not the same when I come down there and I get dipped, man. It's just not the same. Getting reinvigorated. One of the things I think about is too, for me, is, of course, when I was going to get on this call, of course, you get a little nerves going and stuff. I don't really feel those now. But it's good to have some stuff like that going, just kind of some general spiritual principles of like, we all obviously want life to be perfect all the time, right? We want life to be happy. We want to be at peace. We want all this good stuff. And it's such a crazy world right now, a world full of uncertainty and, day-to-day stuff. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of hectic stuff going on. Obviously the art, the goal is to, whatever, the enlightened person, right? To just be at complete internal peace all the time. But one thing I work on is just not taking myself too seriously too, not taking anything seriously, really, truly, practicing all the things we constantly say, most of us, like letting go and letting God. I feel like it's just been recently, probably these past couple of years, where I've really gotten to where I'm actually able to truly do some of these things, like really letting go, innately, subconsciously, deep within, just trusting that everything's going to work out, man. Everything's exactly the way it's supposed to be. Do the best we can with what we have at the time we do it, and keep the faith, man. Not just talking about just keeping that faith, being in that nice relaxed state. We can be enthusiastic, we can be energized, right? We can be, emphatic, but just being calm on the inside, and just not worrying about anything. Do I do that perfectly? No, but I'm getting pretty good at it compared to at least years past. And it's a game changer, man. And again, these are the things we want to teach our patients, right? This goes into our health. This goes into subluxation. This goes into holding adjustments. Just being clear, getting out of our own way. Let's see. I'm kind of running out of things to say here. What do I got? I wrote a few things down. Just being, man. Just be. Just let go. Obviously, love. We got to love ourselves first, which guys are like me. That took me many, many years. Again, I feel like just in the past couple of years, maybe past 2 or 3 years, I really got to a spot where I truly, genuinely love myself. It's not something I'm trying to get in my subconscious anymore. It's there. After 19 years worth of work. So we got to be persistent, right? We got to see the fields white with harvest. We got to keep it up, continue to try to evolve ourselves, right? I guess us DE people, you could say we're kind of like, trying to climb the pyramid of self-actualization, getting up there at the top, and but not getting discouraged, right? Healing takes time, not just physical healing, emotional healing, mental healing, subconscious healing. Getting rid of all that baggage, removing those layers. So again, we can be the person we need to be. And I think that's just the biggest thing for me at the end of the day, man. I mean, it's about, we're going to do certain things. We have our goals. Oh, we're going to see this many people and all that stuff's great too. But for me, man, it's the peace. It's just being through it all, right? Because if I don't have peace, if I don't have happiness, none of the other shit matters, right? So it's kind of that balance of like chasing those achievements, which I think Steve Judson talked about this at DE, man. It's when is it enough, right? And I used to get actually really discouraged a few years ago, or maybe probably 4 or 5 years ago, when I used to, oh, I'm not seeing 500 a day. Obviously, and I've been trying, or I'm not seeing this many, and this and that, and I used to get really freaking hard on myself, man, really down on myself, and feel like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And so for a period, I had to let that shit go, man. It's like, it's all good, man. Seeing what I'm seeing, it's a good practice. It's growing. Got my PVAs through the roof. I got a long-term wellness patients that have been coming to me for 5, 6, 7 years. It's like family, just loving on these people. So I just noticed I got 9% battery. Doesn't look like it's dropping to 8 very quick, but I feel like I've said some stuff here. I'm going to wrap it up with a couple pages from one of my favorite books. I've read it a few times. It's called You Are the One by Cute Blackson. Really cool book. I don't agree with everything in it. Some of the from a kind of a spiritual religious standpoint, but overall it's a really good book. So I'm just going to read this ending here. So if you haven't read it, sorry to ruin it for you. Just try not to forget this part if you go to read it. Your invitation to an epic life. If you feel like you have been holding back who you truly are, the time has come to stop. Holding back your gifts is painful. It is time, now that you have peeled back the layers, to let your power out. Stop holding back, searching for your purpose or what you were supposed to do in your life. Granted, we kind of have our purpose. But looking for your life purpose is like fish in the ocean looking for water. It's all around you, just waiting for you to claim it. I hope by now you realize that an epic life isn't reserved for only a select few, like Spielberg, Mandela, Gandhi, Jobs, but it is a birthright for you and me. So if you are waiting for a sign, the fact that you are alive is the very sign you are waiting for. The fact that you're reading this book means you are ready. Your gifts aren't simply your gifts. They don't just belong to you. They belong to the universe. They belong to all of humanity. Everyone is called. Everyone is chosen. Not everyone says yes to the calling. Jesus, MLK, Mother Teresa, they said yes. They reached for the stars, not just for themselves, but to inspire you. They have opened the door and shown you what is possible. Jesus himself said, the things I do greater than these can you do also. You are the one, which means you too have inside you the potential to be a great one. You are called not to just worship the great ones, but to live their message, embody it. Even Gandhi himself said, "When I die, burn my books and my cremation." He didn't want to be worshipped. He wanted people to follow his example. When the great ones saw the trouble brewing in our world, they did not allow their hearts to fill with despair. They saw those challenges as an invitation to step up, a call to give of their love, practice their compassion, be who they truly were. This is your invitation too. You too were born to have an epic life, to do things with such great love that they are talked about for generations. You were born not to crawl the valleys, but to fly the skies. So I hand you back your passport. Know that you have within you everything you seek, everything the world needs. You are the richest person in the world. You are the one. Well, hopefully I said one thing that could help somebody either get on track, keep on track, reinvigorate, so we can get out there, we can change this world, we can help teach people a different way of living, of being, of doing, and maybe one day we'll change the world. But let's start with ourselves. Let's start with each patient in front of us. And again, everything I say, I'm talking to myself, just trying to be the best I can, and be better than I was yesterday and last week and last month and last year. So God bless everyone. Thank you again for listening and tuning in. Wishing you an awesome week. Don't forget how freaking powerful you are. Rock it. Peace.
All right. Thank you, my man. That's good.
You
buddy.
are welcome.
Back, man.
Thank you. Good to be
I like
back.
that. You touched on a lot of stuff, a lot of different sayings that I think sometimes people forget about. So great job. Glad you speaking with more authority, and happy to have you back. At least coming back in January. That's awesome, man. Glad you made that commitment. Next week, everybody, we got Liz Morin, South Florida. So everybody tune in and have a great week. Kick some ass. And Josh, again, thank you. Love and appreciate you. And
Love and
we'll see
appreciate you, man.
everybody. We'll see you next week, man. Have a great one.
You too. See you in January too. Later.
See ya. Sounds good.
Bye.